Hey everyone, today I am at the Sycamore disc golf course in Miamisburg. Freshly opened. Today we're going to be playing the blue tee pads, the gold baskets. There's basically 4 different layouts here. You can play, blue tees to gold baskets, or blue to blue, or gold tees to gold baskets, or gold to blue. One of the more popular ones is blue to gold, so that's what I'll be doing here today. And let's just get started. First hole is 287 feet down the hill. Very straight tunnel shot. For that I'll be throwing PA3. Perfect, almost. I hit a tree. This course just opened about like a month and a half ago, and it's already one of my favorites. I've been here, 8 times already. It really just has everything. The variety of layouts means everybody can come here and enjoy it. Blue to blue is a great, easy time, and gold to gold seems to be quite the challenge, Not saying like pro tour challenge, but it's pretty difficult. Dang. Yeah, that's like 60 left. This place is very hilly, so I might have some difficulty filming it, but we'll do our best. Rough. Another thing about this course is it's very popular, so I'm here on a weekday. Another reason I chose blue to gold is it's a little bit easier to film. Those gold tee pads are like way back there and you can't see the basket at all. For this one, you can see the blue basket. It's about 400 feet down there. And then the gold one is just tucked back to the left. So you're kind of throwing the same shot, whether you're going for blue or gold, just try and get it down there. For that, I like the reliable turn and fade of my cloud breaker. Okay, kind of skipped up near the blue. It's like a 30-footer to blue, and then maybe 80 to gold. Let's try and throw it in. I'm not really that guy. There's too much left on this. For this one, the gold and blue tee pads are the same tee pad. So the only difference is which basket you're playing for. To be honest, your shot should kind of look the same for whichever basket. And there are 2 routes. There is something low and skippy that jumps to the left, or just over it all. I'll throw both here to show you kind of what's up with them. For the low skip, I like to throw the MD5 kind of around that first tree, and then it should skip up towards the blue basket. Okay, that was super short. Not great, to be honest. We're gonna be playing with that one since the low route is typically the one I go with. And then the high route, I'll throw a Captain's Raptor kind of through that gap if you can see it. He got caught up in the tree next to my first shot, and they're both kind of next to each other. Not my best throws. I love that shot, but there is a little bit of gambling with it. I mean, you can probably pure it, but I haven't figured that out yet. So here's the results. There's the blue basket. There's the first disc. And then the second one is in that ditch there. And then the gold basket is over there. That's probably my worst kind of putt, is that distance. I just don't know how to do them. So I just putt and picked up my tee shot. I forgot that I was playing to the gold basket. So I think it was like there-ish. So I'm playing for the gold. My bad. Little turnover shot. That was excellent. I do not know what I was thinking here. This next hole is very fun. This is the tee shot. I don't know I know the camera probably doesn't do it, but nice elevation drop down there. We're on top of this hill, and there's the landscape below. That's if you come up a little short. We're aiming down there. So there's blue, then gold. Can we see gold? Can't quite see the gold, but it's behind that tree over there. My goal here is to throw something that starts turning just about as it gets over the blue basket. So for that, I trust my detour. I almost aced that, actually. It would have been a black ace, not going for blues, but it's probably still like 45 feet from the gold basket. Some convenient stairs to get down. You don't really get infrastructure like this on a disc golf course very often. So yes, there's the gold basket. The blue one's kind of right behind the camera. What I love about it, that backstop means full runs every time when you're putting. I just... I'm just not very accurate at that shot. I don't think there's any sexy way to run down a hill, to be honest. Actually, I can think of one. Okay, after this hole, up next is a wall. Just kidding, it's just a very steep trail. Yeah, this is kind of rough. Oh my god, my calves are burning. Hey, wait. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? They're putting in stairs. Thank god. Okay, this next one, it's not that gold basket, but if you can see that blue basket, it's tucked in even more left than that blue basket. So the goal is to either throw something low and have it skip. That's probably more difficult. Or you can have it high and I guess gamble a little bit. I still haven't really figured out which one I like. In my tournament a couple weeks ago, I went high, so we'll do that again. We're gonna throw a phone case canyon. We're gonna wait 1 second for the children, actually. You know what? That high line actually seems kind of like a scam. I'm gonna go low. Okay, that pushed the backside a bit too much. Probably needed something a little bit more stable for that. Let's throw the MD5 to see how that is. Same sort of shot though. Yeah, that's way better. That is way better. It's an MD5 from now on. Here's our green. The MD5 is parked. The canyon is a bit outside of that. Downhill 40 footer. All right, a little flip. Move on. This next one is kind of weird. Here's our tee pad, and it's looking right at the gold. There's the blue over there, but they're like the exact same distance. The difference is that gold is on a much steeper hill once you kind of get there, so you either have to park it or risk a death putt. We have a pretty bad headwind right now. I think I can still trust my canyon to get all the way there. I just have to juice it a little more. Perfect. That was pretty nice. Because they're just hyzers, I consider that one and the last one must-gets for me, but so I'm glad to get one of them at least. Okay, this next one, there used to be no Mando there just for like the first couple weeks when the park opened, but there is now. So they want you to go through that gap there. There's OB down in the creek to the right, and of course there's a Mando tree. So the gold basket is 317 feet downhill. We can trust a proxy for that. It was so good looking. It was so good. I think we kicked just barely in bounds, but God, that was so, I love that. It was turning straight towards the basket, dude. Jump putt layup, maybe like 120 downhill. I left myself like 30 feet. Tough. That's tough. Well, that's a bummer. That putt felt great out of my hand. Just a little high. Missing high I prefer, you know? If you can hear the road, we'll get to that. For this one, the blue and the gold are very different actually. Blue, tucked in left. Gold, kind of over that Christmas tree, turning to the right the whole way. So again, I'll throw my detour. It's about 307 feet, par 3. That could be trash. I found it. It was just in the worst poison ivy I've ever seen. Near the basket though, so I pitched out. Perhaps in a tournament I would have risked life and limb to try and make that putt, but no, not today. Just pitching it out. And yeah, so here's the road I was talking about. Okay, here's what gosh, you're gonna have to forgive the cars. Here's what I consider the most difficult hole on the course. It's probably this or 17. It's a par 3. The gold basket is up on the hill where those people are walking, pretty close to them, just left of them. And then the blue basket is tucked away on the right. With both of them, you're risking falling into the creek, which is out of bounds. So you can lay up or go big sendies. I've had really good luck just going for it, so we'll do that. The cloud breaker, trying to have it basically just go dead straight through it all. It says 363. That might be correct, I guess. This is overshooting it, but there's a big backstop. I almost just aced the goal. That was crazy. Okay, like I said, I considered it the most difficult, but it's kind of, you just have to get a little lucky. Throw it very straight for very far, and then also get lucky. So because of that, it's kind of difficult. Regardless, I actually still think it's a great hole. It is one of my favorites. It's scary, it's daunting. You can hit a car. Okay, our shot is up here. I'm not gonna set up and putt it because I got some people up there waiting for me. But it's not too far. I'd probably make that putt, you know.
And long and short pins on every hole. So
yeah.
You've got 4 different configurations. You can show up with a different set of guys 4 times in a row and throw different skill set courses.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, but don't let me slow you down.
All right. Well, thank you. Your name is?
Jim Fellows.
Jim, nice to meet you. I think I've heard your name, honestly.
Yeah, PDGA 23817.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I've seen that. That's crazy. Okay. This one's 400 something feet. So nose up. Okay, that was terrible.
Easy 3, but I know you wanted the 2.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, we'll do a little small run. Not the greatest attempt. All right, this is one of the only holes I would consider throwing a forehand on. Gold and blue tees are the same, and it is tucked right, like very right. Like, look at this. That turnover backhand for the blue is a little risky, but I'm going for the gold, and there's absolutely no shot of getting a backhand there unless I go, like, you can, like, you know, grenade over it, but I'm just gonna throw a forehand. You guys get to see that. Okay, if I see a single comment about how bad my forehand form is, I'm deleting my YouTube channel. That's just about as good as it gets. Okay, we went long down in the ditch. It's not considered OB, but that was the best forehand you'll ever see from me. Barely missed that. Clear. Okay, this one's a very difficult tunnel shot. It bends back to the left kind of the whole way, so you want something that doesn't fade too hard, like an overstable putter maybe. There's 362 feet, but it's all downhill. I'm gonna put my PA3 on some hyzer. No way, dude, no way. It was perfect, man. It was perfect. Dude, it was bending down the whole way. Hit this guy. I've seen it hit this post, by the way. It's just a little bit in the way, but yeah, here I am. We're gonna pitch it out. Need to do a turnover. Oh my God, go in. Oh my God, dude. I don't even know if you saw any of that. What the heck? I should have recorded the basket there, dude. Oh my God. That was my greatest pitch out ever. It did a full like S and curved right in front of and behind the basket. Whatever. We're left with like 15 feet. Man. Could have gone in, but more than that, I wish I got the shot. Was I gonna make that putt on 9? Sound off in the comments. This next one, we have the blue, which is just kind of like a little forehand or turnover. Then we have the gold, which is just on a string for 270 feet uphill. So let's try and put it on a string. I just got this MD3 and I've thrown it twice, and they were my best throws I've ever thrown in my whole life. So we'll do that. Okay, that was not correct at all, but it skipped up probably like 25 feet still. Very skippy. Since the course is new, all the groundwork hasn't become grass. Everything's skippy. Okay, never mind. That's definitely outside the circle. Maybe like 30 or 38. So fine. We are on a bit of a dry streak, and that's kind of what this course will this layout might do to you. At least that's what it'll do to me, actually. It's possible all of these birdies or all of these holes are attackable, but we need to get started again. And this is an okay hole to do it on. It's gonna be hard to film, unfortunately. The tallest tree, the one that's highlighted right now, that's the one I'm aiming for. It's 417 feet downhill, and if it looks like I'm thinking really hard, it's because I am. Like, I don't know. I've overthrown it, but I've also like severely underthrown it. We're gonna have to try two things today. We're gonna try with a cloud breaker. We're gonna try with the new MD3, a new in my bag MD3, because I really do think I can get that mid-range there. Okay, like I said, it's kind of under that tree. Okay, super overthrown. We're gonna throw the MD3. And that was just a little bit to the right. We'll have to think more about this. I got a tournament here next week, so we'll think more. Okay. Wait, what? That's the cloud breaker? Wait, what? Where's the MD3? Oh, okay. The MD3 went further. I overthrew the cloud breaker and hit this tree and fell straight down. There's the MD3. I think we should probably throw the mid-range, but just better. Okay, let's make up for that. Bang! Oh my God. If I did that during a tournament, I would, yeah, I'm popping off the same way. Let's freaking go. Say what you want if that's an overreaction, but straddle uphill are my two worst putts, so having that one in felt like an ace, to be honest. We're on hole 15 now. The road kind of swerves around to here, and there's a big parking lot. So the last tournament I was in hosted it here. This is where the beginning of the course was. You know, 3 years ago, this was a course, but they remodeled it, changed it up a bunch, added a bunch of holes and tee pads and baskets. And this is where old hole 1 is. It is now where new hole 15 is. As you can see, there's the gold basket. Actually, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, there's the gold basket. And the blue basket is actually like tucked away. Blue's harder, actually. Gold, straight shot. It's, you know, it's kind of an island. You can, if you're too right, you'll be in the river, which is OB. But the blue is way more difficult. Luckily, we're playing golds today. For a straight shot, 253, I throw the PA3 for that. Okay, I'm like turfing them all. This part of the course is also a great like family center. There's a huge playground and like pavilion over there. And then you can play in the creek some. Cool statues. Oh my God, in the heart, let's go. Here's some more of those statues I was talking about. Very cool. What's up? The #1 fuel for disc golf. We're getting down to the last couple holes. If you have enjoyed this video and you live in the Dayton area, it would mean a lot if you subscribed. If you didn't enjoy it or don't live in the Dayton area, that's okay too. I'll let you subscribe. So this next hole, very short from the blue tee pads and the gold. The blue, 186 feet down the hill to the right, kind of a turnover, but you can really just throw dead straight. For the gold baskets, you want to skip up to the left. So again, I'm going to throw my MD5. Try and hit the ground right after the last tree there, and it should skip up towards the basket. It's probably about 30 feet up that hill after that tree. Oh God. Subscribe. Okay, that was terrible. I kind of want to show you guys what it looks like. I'll still be playing from that one, but I'll use my captain's raptor. that should have been a little bit more low and driven. But you guys know what a hyzer looks like. What am I doing? Should I keep that in the video? Sound off in the comments. That's what we're left with. And I'm gonna throw the MD5 again. Perfect. That's kind of a should get. As I said earlier, this might be the most difficult hole. It's a par 4 though, so you get some, some room to wiggle. But it kind of wants you to throw like a forehand or like a turn shot through there. But the only shot that I found that works is going over. You can kind of see that like V shape in the trees. Just going over that, sending it as far as you can. There's a sign over there. I don't think you can see that, but the sign is where I'm aiming with this. So I'm going with a PD over it all. So that was like really inside. It should have been a lot wider. Let's see how that turned out. I said it was difficult, but like, if you can get over all this, it's really easy. In fact, you can actually probably go for the pin from the tee. It might be worth practicing that. In fact, let's go do that. Let's lay up, get our birdie here real quick, and let's practice going for the pin. Okay, bad layup. I could have totally put that under it, but whatever. I'm making note of this tree here, and maybe this scrungly looking one. Wanting to throw in between these. Okay, I got back to the tee pad. I cannot see that scrungly looking tree. And I didn't really bring a disc that I want to lose today because, yeah, I don't think I could do it. But if you got a lot of power, might be something worth practicing. Okay, hole 18. Final thoughts on this course. I think I may have said it at the beginning. It's my favorite. I mean, like, I've never had a bad time coming here. The roughs are a little rough right now because it's all just like bushwhacked and thrown to the side. In a couple years, once all that stuff has rotted away, it's gonna be great. I do want to come back here and maybe like challenge myself gold to golds or something one day, because those gold tee pads, they're built a little bit different. Hole 18 is very difficult actually, going for the gold. For the blue, it's just up to the left about, it says 258. It takes me a mid-range to kind of slide up to it. And then for gold, it says 327. So I need something that kind of goes high and turns, and we'll just kind of crash in that way. Let's throw the sweep. I'm not very good at throwing it right now because I haven't been practicing it, but let's try it out. Isaac Robinson sweep. It says 9.6, negative 0.52. It definitely has a little bit more turn than that 0.5, negative 0.5 is giving it, in my opinion. Oh, now watch this drive. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're gonna try and throw it in. I actually felt kind of good about that. Again, thank you for watching, everyone.